Ladies and gentlemen, today we continue the Labyrinth of Legends series looking at both Ant-Man and also Civil Warrior. So these two fights are actually not in order at all. Ant-Man's just after War Machine and before Deadpool, and Civil Warrior is just after Iron Fist and before Maestro. But I forgot to upload the Ant-Man one just after War Machine, so we'll bundle them in together because they're both kind of similar fights in a way that they are a little bit longer than the average 150,000 PI opponent that you'll fight, because Ant-Man takes a lot of reduced damage due to his signature ability, and same with Civil Warrior. You know, when he's using that level 1, he's getting lots of stacks of armor up, so he's taking a lot of reduced damage there. So these fights are quite a bit longer in comparison to a lot of the other fights. But in terms of challenge, these are probably two of the easier opponents to fight in Labyrinth. So kind of my tips for dealing with Ant-Man is I just continually bait his level 1. I found that the best to do. It's always best to try and bait the level 1 on any opponent in Labyrinth, because then you have, you know, more opportunities to get a 5 combo after. If you're not a complete intercepting god yet, which at the time of making this video, I was still pretty bad at intercepting, you know. I was getting the occasional one, but still hadn't mastered it. I'm a little bit better now. But anyway, just continually baiting that Ant-Man's level 1 was kind of the strategy that I used to get him down. However, one of the things that I did find with Ant-Man is on some attempts, I was really pushed back into a corner because his level 1, you know, he does lunge forward quite a bit. So sometimes I was backed up quite far against the wall. So in some of the later tries you're going to see in this video, I actually do use the level 3 on Star-Lord, which I don't usually use. And this is because the level 3, you know, really pushes the opponent like right back to the furthest wall their side. So it creates a lot of distance, and it was just something I was doing to keep the fighting a little bit safe, because that's how I died quite early on, quite shamefully, because, you know, he kept on backing me into a corner with the level 1, and I wasn't necessarily like a super god tier evader, so I couldn't nail it while it was like right close to the wall. But, you know, it's pretty easy to evade when you have some space around you. So that's pretty much it for Ant-Man. As long as you can, you know, master evading that special 1, it's just a case of hitting him a lot of times, because the glancing is going to proc quite often and reduce a lot of the damage dealt to him. But, you know, he's definitely one of the easier opponents to fight. Anyway, let's talk quickly about Civil Warrior. So Civil Warrior before Labyrinth, I hadn't fought too much, and you don't really realize that until, you know, you come against an opponent with 1.5 million that you're not, you know, entirely used to their animations. So I had quite a few screw-ups on Civil Warrior initially, mainly with the timing of the level 1, because he will slam down his shield, and then that will do initial damage, but then it will have a few additional pulsing ticks, which when you're playing a Civil Warrior, you don't necessarily realize. So my kind of timing rule, what I was saying to myself in the end is, you know, it will slam down his shield and have like this bubble pulsating out. You'll see it later in the video. But the phrase that I was saying, guys, is when the bubble pops, Civil Warrior drops, because the bubble will literally like do kind of like a popping animation when it's fading, and that is the opportunity, that is the perfect timing to go in and hit Civil Warrior when, you know, kind of baiting his level 1. So when the bubble pops, Civil Warrior drops. If you can remember that little pro tip there, then you're going to have a very easy time dealing with Civil Warrior. But apart from that, these fights, again, not anything like too interesting. They do take a little bit longer. But apart from that, guys, I hope you enjoy the gameplay. I hope you get a bit of an insight to how to defeat both of these opponents with some pro tips. Apart from that, guys, hope you enjoy the video. Take care and have an absolutely fantastic day.